Hello, everyone. I'm attorney Vince Hein, and a lot of people who come into my office ask me, is the nursing home going to take my home? So let me just run through that real quickly from the side of a single person as well as a married couple. So if you're single, you can have a house, a car, and $2,000 and be eligible for Medicaid, right? So remember, Medicaid pays for a lot of people's long-term care when they're in the assisted living or the nursing home. Assisted living is technically family care. That's a Medicaid waiver program. Now, the way it works if you're single is that house you can have and be eligible and get onto Medicaid, but then the state of Wisconsin does have a right to recover against that home. And they can either do that through a lien or after you pass, if it goes through probate or non-probate, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services Estate Recovery Program can go after that house in an effort to get paid back for what they spent on your long-term care cost. Now, there are some exceptions. If you had a disabled child living in the home, a minor child living in the home, if you had a caretaker who was kept you out of the home for a couple years, kept you out of a nursing home for at least a couple of years, then we could do potentially what's called a caregiver exception transfer. But those are the exceptions. So the rule is if you're a single person, you can have a house, a car, and $2,000 and be eligible for Medicaid, but they can recover against that home. Now, let's set aside the single person and now look at a married couple. Now, let's assume you have one spouse living in the home and one spouse in the nursing home. In that particular case, there are spousal impoverishment protections. And so the community spouse in that case, the spouse living in the home, they would not go after the home then because that community spouse is there. So thus, for a married couple with one in, one out, the home is protected. If you've got a married couple and they both go into the nursing home at the same time, well, that's the equivalent of two single people, and thus you've lost the protection. So, yes, the nursing home can take your home if you're single. If you're married, you've got some additional protections, unless, of course, you both go into the nursing home at the same time. But this is why we do pre-planning, right? We plan in advance. We put the family home into an irrevocable trust 5 years in advance, and then you get that nursing home protection planning. We can also do wills with testamentary trusts that I'll talk about in another video as well. So those are the rules about how what Medicaid can do with respect to the house. Again, if you're married, you're going to have some additional protections typically, but if you're single, then you're at a greater risk. So I hope you found this video helpful. I'm attorney Vince Hein with Hein Law Offices. Thank you so much for watching.